Hello and welcome to another tutorial in web development, and in this tutorial we're going to learn how to format a website using divs. So you know how I said in the last tutorial that you can do something similar that we did with the tables but with divs? I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so first of all we're going to have to create several classes, or IDs actually. Let's create IDs. So we want a header, right? Okay, so let's create a header, and let's create a navigation bar. Let's just call it nav or something. Then we want our content. Then we want a footer, okay? And right now we're set with our divs. So now we have to actually make the IDs. So let's go into our styles here, our CSS here, create our new IDs. So first is the header. Okay, so the background color, let's change it to something, I don't know, like blue. Okay. We also want the text to be centered, so we have to set the text align to center. And let's just have a padding of like 10 pixels all around. Okay. Then let's go to our navigation bar. So instead of making a horizontal navigation bar like the last time, let's do a vertical navigation bar. Otherwise, this basically would be exactly the same as this, pretty much. So let's create a navigation bar here. Let's see. We're going to adjust the line height, because the line height, what it does is it adjusts how much space each line of text takes. So the higher we set this, the more space each line between text will take. So like if we wanted to make it double spaced and it was originally 10 pixels by default, we just set it to 20 pixels, and it will look like it's double spaced. So I don't know, we can just set that to like 30, like, I don't know, I think 35 is good. 35, yeah. Okay, and then I don't know, let's make this background color like red. Okay, there we go. And we want to set a fixed height and width for, actually let's just set a width and see what happens. So we want our width to be, I don't know, like 300 pixels or something. And then we want it to float to the left, because we want the navigation bar to be on the left side. And we'll give it a padding of 10 again. Okay. And then let's do our content. What's our content going to look like? Okay, so, oops, not wider. Width. So we want our website's total amount of width to be around like 960 pixels. So we have like about 660 pixels left. So let's just make it 660 pixels. We'll also make it float left. And understand that making an element float basically in a certain direction, it basically tries to go in that direction as far as it can. And if it hits something like another block element, like another div that's also floating, then it will stop. And if there's a constraint, like if it's in another div that has a certain height or a certain width, it will actually go onto another line, just like text. So if we set a text box that was a certain width, and we were typing things in it, and there were too many words, the words went over the width, the next word would start a new line on the bottom. So that's a similar thing what the float does to a div. It makes the div act like a word in like a string or a text, if that makes sense. And let's make the padding 10 pixels again. Okay. Then let's make the footer. The footer is going to be very similar to the header. So actually I'm just going to copy that just to save time. And we're going to clear. Okay, so we need to put this clear thing to basically tell HTML that we're done with like using floats. We don't want, this basically says that like we don't want any more floats like around this guy. Otherwise there'll be floats that will try to like wrap around him. We don't want that, so we just want to clear it. Okay, so let's go on and go ahead and test this. So in the header, I don't know, I'll make a h1 element, and I'll call this my website. Okay, then the navigation bar, I'm just going to make an unordered list. Okay, create some list items called item 1. I'm just going to copy this, paste it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, oops, 2, what the heck, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we'll add some content from lorem ipsum. Okay, generate, get it, and then put in the content. And finally in the footer, we could put something like an email, like my email at gmail.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. Well, you know what? We actually should probably make this have less width. Or you know what? I think we can just add a line break. That'll make it look better. Let's test that out. Okay. And there we go. So this is sort of how you can format something with div. So anyways, I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Please leave a like rating, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you.